Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I just want to start this video by saying I usually do movie content, Blu-rays, stuff like that. But today we're going to talk about books a little bit. This is my book collection. It's not that impressive, but I'm going to get rid of most of these books because I want to get an e-reader. The reason why is because I still want to read books, but I always just am like, okay, these are my options, and then I'm like, okay, but I don't want to read these options, and I don't want to reread any books either because it just takes a while for me to actually finish a book. Like a movie, I get done in whatever the movie's time is. Books take way longer for me personally. I do also have a library card, but the library is, it's quite a bike ride away, but I'm still probably gonna get books from the library and also have an ebook reader, like one of those e-readers. There we go. Let's just go like from left to right and then we'll get into this. So we got X-Men Gifted, Astonishing X-Men Gifted by Peter David. So I bought this from a thrift store, I remember, but honestly I am a big fan of X-Men, but I don't think I'll read this. I'm not even into comics that much. And not seeing any characters, I need those kids book with pictures. I need pictures in them. No, I'm just kidding, of course, but I just don't think I'll read this very soon. Maybe I'll keep it because it's just a cool collector's thing, but I'm also like, if I'm not gonna read it, why do I need it? Then we got Alistair Reynolds' Permafrost. I think I started this book twice and I never finished it. Alright, next up we got The Wicked King. I think this is the sequel of The Cruel Prince, right? One of these came first, but I'm not sure which one came first. Oh, we got something there. What the heck is that? I'm guessing this was my, this was my, like, what do you call that? The stuff you put in between a book. I got pretty far, I must say. Yeah, this is like a very fantasy-rich book, and I really liked it when I read it a couple years ago, but yeah, I don't think I'll pick these up. Under here, we got The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I think this is quite a good book. I've read this for school, I think, a couple years back. I'm not, like, in high school anymore. I'm in my last year of university. Currently in university, so obviously I don't have to read books anymore, but these were the kind of books that I had to read in high school. I remember this one being really good, but I will also say that my memory is fading a lot with these books. Similar thing with Boy 7. This is the Dutch version of Boy 7. I remember finding this a pretty interesting book, but I got like halfway through and then I think I watched a summary of it, which is what I do with most of my books on that I have to read for school. Alright, next up, oh my god, that dust. I'm sorry for the dust, it's just, this is the corner of my room, so this is like the dustiest place. Oh my god, I see dust behind there as well, behind the books. I'm not even gonna film that. Right, we got Schone Handen, which is a Dutch book. I think this is my mom's book, so I'm just gonna give this back to her. Okay, this is a book that I'm gonna keep. Looking for Alaska. This is like a milestone in my life. I think this is the first ever book that I read from front to back on my own accord. Like, no school. This was just my willingness to read a book, and I cried. I cried while reading this. This is the only time a book has ever made me cry, and it's the only time that I've ever, like, read a book that I wanted to read. So I probably won't reread this either, but I am keeping it. We got The Diary of Your Wimpy Kid, the one that you have to fill in your own. I'm going to keep this as well. We're not going to go through it, though. Here we've got Sherman Alexie, The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. Another book that I had to read for school that I also did not finish. I just have such a hard time starting and actually finishing a book. Next up, we've got Frankenstein. I tried reading this too, but it's just such a... It's like next level English for me, basically. I'm not English. English is not my first language, and this is like old English. Oh my god. Oh, rubbing the paper over each other makes me so uncomfortable. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. I bought this in Denmark, I think, with a couple other books. You'll see which ones. Lord of the Flies by William Golding. This is a book I've wanted to read so bad, and I think I read also like half of this and then watched the summary because of school, and I got like a 10 for that exam too, even though I didn't finish the book. Room, I bought this in a thrift store as well because I wanted to read it because I thought the movie was really good. Haven't touched the book though. Look at that dust again. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can see the dust just flying everywhere. I'm gonna grab a vacuum after this. Here we've got the Arc of a Scythe, and oh my god, I love Scythe, even though I've never finished the book. So the reason, I mean, Scythe is probably, I've read this book, I've tried to read this book for 3 times and came pretty far into the book, and I've been wanting to read it. I mean, it's so right up my alley, dystopian stuff, but now I've like gone halfway, then forgot what happened, and then I reread it, etc, etc. My problem is I can't pull through. I can't set myself, you know, I can't go and read a freaking book. The problem isn't going to solve itself if I get an e-reader, but at least if I get an e-reader, I won't, you know, be stuck with the physical medium, and I can just easily switch out books. I don't have to get a new book. I'll probably still read these one day, I'll just not read them in physical form. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, another book that I got from a thrift store and never started. Here we've got a diary for Klootdagen, which basically means like diary for, what is the best way to translate kloten? Horrible days. That's like the PG translation of it. Yeah, I've read through this. Well, it's not really like a read-through book. It's just kind of a, yeah, these kind of books, artsy kind of crazy little books. I've yet to do much with it, but I got this for Christmas. I'll probably still use it, but my days have been better, so do I really need this? Not really anymore, but it's still fun to have. The Poetic Edda. This was at a time where I was really into Norse mythology. I'll probably keep this because I'm still into Norse mythology quite a bit, and I still want to read more of this. Here we have a book about 100 mythological figures. I want to keep this as well because I still like mythology. We got Keeper of Enchanted Rooms. Bought this I think for very cheap, and I never read it. Then we've got another John Green, Paper Town, similar thing. I read Looking for Alaska. I was like, oh my god, this is the best book ever. Tried to read Paper Towns. I tried to listen to it. Once again, gave up. If there's any book people that are watching this, which I assume most people that are going to watch this are going to be like book people, I'm sorry. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the books that I'm showing you, and I'll probably still read them one day on an e-reader. 1984, so George Orwell. I did read Animal Farm. I finished Animal Farm that I got from the library. I kind of like borrowing from the library because it kind of forces me to finish a book, right, before I have to put it, bring it back in. 1984, did not finish it, but I am keeping this one. It's like, no, actually, I'm not keeping this one. I really want to read it, but I'm not gonna keep it. 7 Days, Alex Lake. No idea what it is about, but apparently it's about someone who has 7 days to save her son. Not read it, not gonna read it. Norse mythology, this one I am keeping. I have read through most of this. It's like separate stories. I don't know if that's most. Oh my god, that dust. It's all separate stories about Norse mythology, which I really like. So now we got Bram Stoker Dracula. I think this is like a similar thing to Frankenstein, where it's a lot of English words that that are a little too high of a level for me to like comfortably sift through easily. You know, I like reading as a pastime to relax before I go to bed, and this is like I have to think about what I'm reading a lot. We've got John Green again, Turtles All the Way Down. This one I think I got for school. Didn't read it. Now we're gonna get into these books over here. These are 2 books that are pretty important that I will definitely not sell. So we've got the Sketchbook from Auschwitz, and we have Forbidden Art by Concentration Camp Prisoners. So I bought these at Auschwitz, and it's a very, I mean, obviously everything that happened at Auschwitz is horrible. It's something that cannot be forgotten ever, and I think showing that through art is such a great way. Like, if something is interesting to me, I'll read about it. Obviously I got like a tour there, so I got a lot of information, and I already knew a lot about it because of history lessons. Conveying everything through art is such a powerful way of communicating, you know, and it's such a powerful way of letting your message be seen, because your art doesn't really change, you know. Words and text, they can be rewritten over time and they might not be authentic anymore, while art doesn't. So this is History of the Weapon, and this is an old book that I got from my grandpa, so I'm keeping this because it also holds quite a bit of sentimental value. Similar to this one, this is a book of optical illusions. I got this at like a science museum with my dad, and it's also like very sentimental value, and I just like it. I mean, it's optical illusion, so it's kind of fun. Let me see if I can find. Oh, these are kind of crazy sometimes. I don't see it through the camera though. Oh, these I definitely do see. Oh, those, like, do you see those black dots within the stripes? Those are not there. Alright, then we have 2 more books before I'm gonna vacuum everything. These I'm gonna keep as well. So we got Marvel Cinematic Universe Timeline book, which what is it? I think it's like until... Yeah, I just like looking through this. And we also have a Marvel Encyclopedia of all kinds of amazing characters in the Marvel universe. There we have Daredevil. I love Daredevil. So yeah, those are all the books. Here we got a whole pile of the books with a bunch of dust on them, which I'm definitely going to dust off and get rid of. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video going through my books that I'm going to get rid of. But yeah, if you have any book recommendations, let me know. I really enjoyed looking for Alaska, but that was quite a couple years ago. I like dystopian books too. Yeah, let me know what kind of recommendations you guys have. Alright, see you.